welcome. Be in the garden. I trust you're well. I certainly am. It's springtime and I'm out here in the garden with another project to do. And I thought, hey, I'm going to bring you along. So you're welcome. My name is Susie and I have a little task I've given myself to do in the garden today. And that is really to create myself a small raised garden area where I will be planting some asparagus, some onions and maybe some potatoes as well. It's a little drizzly, so I'm hoping that the weather holds out. It's chilly, spring in the UK, but just because it's raining doesn't mean we can't get on with the job. So here it goes. Join me. So I have this area here. You can probably see I've got some stacks of timber wood here. I will be using those, or I am using those, to create a small outbuilding over here. So I'm in need of a sort of outdoor shed type thing. So they will be used to create a shed area here. In the meantime, it's looking rather scatty in the back area here. I've used it in the past for asparagus, but over the years I've sort of you're not really meant to reposition asparagus, but I did, because I just do things the way I feel like doing it. But I have got this space here. I'd say it's about maybe 2 feet or 3 feet wide. And, well, you can count the panels. Each panel is approximately 6 feet. So we have 1 panel, 2 panels, 3, about 4 panels. So about 24 feet long. And I'm going to make that into a raised vegetable garden. So I have been using this area to cut down timber, so I have a little sawdust. Not worried about that whatsoever. It's biodegradable. It will just blend into the grass area eventually. But what I'm going to do today is to see if I can rake up all these leaves. They will not go to waste, as you well know. They will go into my compost or to my leaf mulch. And then once I've raked them all up, I need to get out some... There's a bit of bamboo actually coming from a neighbouring garden, and I will need to dig that out. So it's some runaway bamboo from the neighbouring plot, and I'm just going to take those out. I will be removing those, but other than that, I'm going to clear back this area. I'm going to apply some mulch or some compost from my compost bins here, and my intention then is to plant out some asparagus and we'll see, probably some onion sets. Okay, so here it goes. So the tools I'll be using today are typical tools like you can find in most garden centres. So, and many people have if they have gardens or allotments. So my spade, flat rake, gardening fork, my spring rake. What do you call this thing here? It's a nice heavy tool used for, well, I use it for digging sometimes, or for getting stubborn roots out of the soil. My soft brush, and then I also have at the other end a wheelbarrow. So this is what the area looks like, again, a bit more close up. I'm going to clear here all out. Got some fallen branches, some beautiful leaves, some old bits of timber, and at some point in the future I will be, not just myself of course, creating an outbuilding shed in this area. So I've got some broken slabs and it's just looking a little tatty at the moment, but let's see how we get along. This is hard work, but it's great natural exercise. So my heart rate's going up, which is great. There's blood flowing around my body. That's also great. There's a stubborn root just about there. And I'm going to try and get that out because that's bamboo from the neighbouring garden. And I really want to try and do my best to do it now so that once I've planted my vegetables, there'll be no need for me to disturb this soil. So that's the root right there. I'm going to see what I can do to I think I may have it there. Let's bring this. There we go. And it's out. It's out. You can see 2 more shoots coming in from the neighbouring garden. I'm going to see if I can dig those out too. There's quite a few here. So let's that was a great dig. Much of it is out, so I'm pleased with that. I'm going to take that out. So I'm very happy about that. It's a shame to have had to have disturbed the soil, but I just want to try and get these rogue bamboo shoots under control. That's lovely. Put some back. I'm going to add some homemade compost to enrich this area. Wow, certainly making progress. So these are the roots I've managed to get out of that area so far, and left to their own devices, they will just carry on spreading and growing, and before too long, with this particular bamboo, it would really take over that whole area. But I want to be able to grow some vegetables. So the decision I made is to remove it as they are encroaching from the neighbouring garden. I have a few more back here, and I'm going to continue. I'm huffing and puffing because it's beautiful natural exercise. It's really beneficial being in the garden. The natural exercise you get from moving and pulling and pushing stuff. So I'm truly not complaining. I'm actually grateful that by doing exercise I am achieving many things, including, I'm going to be a bit careful because I'm just around what could be the root area of my crab apple. But yeah, I'm not complaining because this is it's beneficial. I'm exercise definitely. I mean, that's just such a bonus. Because the spade is so wide, I'm going to use this tool, which is less wide, and it might give me an opportunity to just try and get to the roots without damaging too much more. But the cardio exercise is great. It's a good idea, and it's certainly recommended as part of a healthy heart to be active most days of the week, and it could be a brisk walk in your local park for those who go to the gym. It could be a workout in the gym, but something that makes you have to something that makes you have to huff and puff, you know, for about 30 minutes is what is considered as moderate exercise, and that is beneficial to the heart. It can aid in long-term lowering high blood pressure. High blood pressure is considered blood pressure of 140 over 90 or above. So this sort of moderate exercise can help reduce high blood pressure, and it can reduce things like high cholesterol, manage weight, and besides get that blood flowing around the body. Okay, so the roots are all out of any, volunteer brambles or bamboo. I've raked up most of the leaves, but I'm just going to give it another quick rake over. All this pile will go straight into my compost heap and be allowed to break down. So of course there's no waste here. Okay, so far I have raked up the leaves and they are being added to my leaf mulch. They're being added here to the leaf mulch and will just be left to break down, become fantastic soil of sorts for the future. Listen, whilst I'm here, let's just have a look above to the magnolia. It's spring and you can begin to see the buds opening on this beautiful magnolia tree. And isn't that a spectacular look? It's a grey day, it is drizzling, and all you can hear is the sound of beautiful songbird. All you can hear is the beautiful birds singing their hearts out. So I'll come back and show you when this tree is in full blossom, but for now, even as it is, it's a fantastic sight. Across from the magnolia, I have a spectacular tree. It gives me these lovely red sort of crimson leaves. They will get darker and darker. This is not the crabapple. I can't actually remember the name of this particular tree, but I'm sure you will agree with me that the blossoms on here are a lovely sight this early in spring, and I'm sure the birds enjoy them too. Anyway, let me get back to my project before the rain really starts coming down. I've raked up a bundle or a pile of twigs and branches, and I'll actually pop them at the end of the garden near the pond, the wildlife area, because actually some of the birds nesting time, you will see them coming down to this sort of area and just picking up branches. I think it's a great idea in a garden, if you are trying to encourage wildlife, to, how do I put it, almost keep parts of your garden not as tidy as you'd want it to be, because it could become habitat for wildlife, or they can use it to make nests and things. So I do like the idea of just leaving bundles of twigs and branches for nature to create homes for. So the pile of leaves, a bundle of twigs. The roots I dug out, I won't be adding these to the compost heap, only because I don't want to encourage these bamboo shoots from spreading. But the area itself, you can see now, it's already a lot clearer than when I started. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the flat rake, and I'm going to try and level this area down a little bit, just, you know, make it a little bit more even in this area. Okay. Hey there. So the rain is coming down quite a bit right now, and it's not always fun to work in the garden when it's raining. So I'm very pleased with what I've achieved today. I'm going to call this part one. You have to join me for part two to see what I continue to do in this area and to see how I make progress. As always, thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do please give me the thumbs up, and that will sort of like help me understand whether you like the videos that I'm putting out. But also, if you have you know that word is hard to say, you try saying it. If you haven't subscribed, I do appreciate you. I appreciate you anyway. But please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you. Take care. See you next time. Be in the garden. Bye.